Hey guys, I know that I was supposed to make this video a long time ago for April for Autism Awareness Month, but I got kind of busy and haven't been finishing answering the questions that I've gotten. But here's my Autism Awareness Q&A video. The first question that I've got was, when were you myself diagnosed with Asperger's? I was diagnosed with Asperger's before middle school, so it was kind of like after I graduated 5th grade. I was about 11 years old, 11, 12 years old when I was diagnosed. My mom wanted to find out what was wrong with me because she was scared for me, because she didn't know if there'd be anybody in middle school that would know if there'd be anybody that would accept me. So that was when I was diagnosed. So right after 5th grade, before middle school. The second question was, who was there to help you through meltdowns? It was my mom, because as I said in the first question, or my answer for the first question was that she was scared before I was going into middle school. And like with my meltdowns, I would cry over something little, or like I would like cry because I was overwhelmed. And like most people think that when we have meltdowns, they're called tantrums. Tantrums are totally different from meltdowns, because tantrums are like when you take a car away from the kid, they start having a tantrum over you taking the toy away. With meltdowns, like you cry over like if something breaks, if you mess up on something, or like with us, like the meltdowns we go through is like hearing all the noises around you. Like you hear one thing, you hear another, and like all the noises that we hear, we get overwhelmed by that and we cry. And that's one of the meltdowns that we have. And there's other meltdowns that we have that are something little, and like people think we're having a tantrum, but we're not having a tantrum. It's part of our autism, Asperger's, or stuff like that. Okay, the next question is, what was one of the hardest things growing up with Asperger's? Well, I kind of have two things that was hard for me growing up. It was comprehensive and sarcasm. Those are one of the hardest things that I had a hard time with growing up, because one time, it was when I was a lot younger, one of the things that my mom told me was to go get my jellies on, and it was the type of shoes that I have. And she was on the phone, I think, and I was trying to ask her something, or I don't know what I was doing, but she was like, just go get your jellies on. And I went, and she was trying to see what was taking me so long. So she came, and I was in the kitchen with a butter knife and some jelly, and I was putting it on my feet. That was one of the things that I did growing up. But those were the things that I had a hard time comprehending, and other things that I had a hard time doing growing up. The next one is, what is an average age when people get diagnosed, and how does the doctor know it's Asperger's? The average age people get diagnosed is at the age of 6 to 11. And how the doctor knows is, well, I kind of like typed this and put it in there from the article that I was reading. And it says Asperger's syndrome has gained increased attention in the last 20 years. With more education and information available, doctors are able to diagnose Asperger's syndrome in children as young as 18 months old. There is no blood test or medical imaging scan to diagnose the condition. Doctors compare a child's behavior and development to a milestone checklist against same-age peers. So that's those answers for the combined question. This one is, what challenges do you face daily that someone without Asperger's does not? The challenge I face daily is comprehending things in sarcasm, like the thing that I had hard time growing up with. But I've gotten better, but it's still a challenge for me nowadays. But people may have a hard time comprehending things and understanding sarcasm, but learn faster than I would, or someone with Asperger's or autism. I also have a challenge with expressing myself. Like when I'm mad or overwhelmed, or over emotional, or something that I'm not worth crying about, I cry. Like just a lot of things, something little, if I get mad or just whatever I'm feeling, I cry, and I can't really like talk to people about it, because when I try to talk about it, I just start crying because like I don't know what to do, or I don't know if anybody can help me with it. But I know that there's people that can help me. I'm about to start crying. But sometimes when I talk about this, I just start crying, and sometimes I don't know if anybody can help me with it. Okay. I thought this one was really interesting. Like, at first it was kind of like hard for me to like answer it. If you're wondering what other thing I'm doing, is like I'm trying to cook at the same time. But one of the other questions was, how can employers best create inclusive work environments to support success of individuals with autism? I thought that was a really good question, because like at first, like I didn't know how to answer that. So I have like 2 points on that one. Like how you can help support us and like help us succeed is to like talk to us normally and talk to us in a way that we can understand. Not everyone that has autism understand the same way or comprehend the same way, because like some of us can comprehend a lot faster than other people that have autism, and like sometimes we are scared to say the wrong answer like everyone else does, but like we just have a hard time understanding on like how you said your question, or like if you ask us a question and we're looking at you weirdly, just try to say it in a different way, like re-say or like reword what you're telling us, because sometimes we don't understand of like certain things that you're telling us. And like the other thing that I have is ask ask us if we're doing okay, even if we heard it 1,000 times. Always ask how we're doing at any time, just in case, because we might start to feel overwhelmed about something and may need help taking a bathroom break or take time to be by ourselves to stimulate all the emotions that we have. Sometimes we have a hard time like expressing ourselves and have a hard time like trying to like get things out. So we need some space to like stimulate. We need some sensory toys or like some sensory things that could help us. Sometimes we need like some kind of music or like we need some stuff to help us like stimulate the things that we're feeling and in a way to like express ourselves, because it's hard for us to keep all the emotion, and once we have all the emotions deep down inside, it's hard for us to get it out. So we need something to help get our emotions out. Okay, I think this is the last question. What is the worst thing and best thing about having autism? The worst thing about having autism is how to express myself like I want to and not get judged or not get liked or find someone to like me for who I am. And that's just one of the hard things that I have trouble with. And that's the thing that I don't like having with having autism, is dealing with that. The best thing about having autism is that I'm more creative than I think I am, because I feel like people without autism are creative, but people with autism or any other disorder have a more creative mind than any other person does. And I love that I'm unique in a special way than anyone else. Everybody that has autism or Asperger's or any disorder are unique in a special way, and other friends and family that have autism or know somebody that has autism, Asperger's, or any other condition, like, we're always there for each other, because one family is having a hard time dealing with it and there's another family that helps them. So I'm glad that I'm unique in a special way. And that's all the questions that I have received. And if you guys have any more questions about autism or Asperger's or anything, just text, call, or message me, or comment down in the comments and ask me, and I'll do my best to answer them in the best way that I can. Well, thank you for watching this video, and I hope I answered your questions. Bye, guys.